Hi, I'm Lance Humphreys. I'm the Executive Director of the Mount Vernon Place Conservancy. Welcome to Flower Mart. As part of Flower Mart this year, we are highlighting some of our local brewers. We hope you purchased your variety pack of mead to enjoy while learning about it from Charm City Meadworks. Enjoy.
Hi, my name's John. I work over at Charm City Meadworks. I've worked over there around 5 years doing a little bit of everything. I came on full-time about a year ago. Taproom manager, project manager, social media, just do a little bit of everything. Today we're going to be looking through our variety pack, which consists of 3 of our core flavors, and then we throw a seasonal flavor in there as well. You know, it's kind of the base of what we do and what we've done for a long time. 3 of these flavors have been around since the beginning, which is about 7 years ago. We started out in a small little garage space, just right outside of the city in Curtis Bay. It's still technically Baltimore. And we were there about 2 years until we graduated up to our current space, which is located at 400 East Biddle Street in Baltimore. So it's just outside of Mount Vernon. We've been to the Flower Mart. We've had a lot of people come to the Flower Mart, and we're excited to be involved in the Flower Mart. Let's see. So we'll be tasting through our variety pack today. In addition to the cans, which we have, which are all carbonated, they're 12%, between 5 and 7% alcohol. We do also have a still line that we won't be touching on today. Those are a little bit closer to a traditional mead, and kind of drink a little more like a white wine or a red wine. So we do have those offerings as well, but today, kind of in what we're known for is the carbonated cans, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. So I will go ahead and hop right into it. I'll talk a little bit more about, honey and how it relates to the flowers throughout the process. But let's just get started so that you all have something to sip on while we're going. For anyone watching along who bought your variety pack, I know there were a few because I talked to you firsthand. We'll start with the Wildflower. So Wildflower is the yellow can. Here's our Wildflower. You can see our my camera's all the way up there. You can see our bee, our logo on there. We've kept a very similar consistency with our can since the beginning, especially for our cores. And we just really love the art on here. It does us well. I also have my glass ready, my nice little Maryland glass. Our mead is best enjoyed out of a glass. So if you don't have a glass, you should grab a glass. In the next, for a few seconds, I'll talk about just a little bit about mead, what mead is, how it relates to flowers, and everything. So mead is alcohol made from honey. Base definition, that's what mead is. You think about cider, it's made from apples. You think about wine, it's made from grapes. You think about beer, it's made from grains. So it's all a sweet agent that comes and helps with the fermentation. So it's a fermenting agent. Honey is essentially just dehydrated nectar. The bees have their own whole process that they go through that ends up with just tiny little drops of honey. It takes tons and tons of honey tons and tons of bees to make the honey that's in this can. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of bees. So we are very thankful for the bees. We encourage you to be nice to your bees. We need them. So, we honey, yeast, water. That's the base of what we do, and that is the Wildflower. This is can almost be considered the base that we use in other flavors. We take very similar to what's in this Wildflower. And for the other flavors, we add additions or, play with it a little bit. But just the Wildflower is a great place to start because it really represents the base of what we do. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this can. I'm going to pour it into a glass. Nice little pop. Yeah, glass, because obviously. There we go. Oh, a little higher. You can definitely see it's just a light, clear color. And then pour it in the glass. You don't really have to swirl it around like wine. It's carbonated, so you don't want to lose all the carbonation. But it's nice to pour it in the glass because some of the, CO2 and the stuff in solution comes out a little bit. It just really, really brings it. So the Wildflower, like I said, is kind of our base. We use a Wildflower honey. We get our honey from Pennsylvania, from a place. Most of our honey comes from Dutch Gold up in Pennsylvania. They up near Lancaster. It's a blend of a couple different types of local honey. And the reason we do it that way and we get it from them is because at this point we produce so much mead and we produce it on such a large scale that we need a lot of it and we need consistency. So they're able to help us and provide us with the consistency that we need to churn out a product that's going nationwide and have it be something that people know that they're going to get. Honey can really vary. The types of plants that the bees are harvesting their nectar from is going to have a huge impact on how the honey tastes. So if you're constantly searching for more honey and different honey, you're going to have a lot of different tastes, and that can have big impacts on your product. We love our unique honeys. We love different honeys. We love doing fun things with them, which we are doing in products differently than what's in this variety pack, and we'll touch on that in a little while. But for our variety packs, it mostly all comes from Dutch Gold. They're great, and they give us our honey. So the Wildflower is going to be on the drier side. We do specialize in off-dry meads. A lot of what people know or have tried from traditional meads is going to be pretty different from what this is. A traditional mead, and what a lot of people think about meads, it's one of the oldest alcohols that have been out there. The Vikings drank it. They drank it out of the big horns. You see that at the Renaissance Fair. A lot of times those meads, they can be very strong. They will a lot of times come in between, 13, 18, 20% ABV, very sweet and can, really knock you out. What we go for is more of an everyday drinkable mead. We go for something that you can have alongside with a beer or a cider. You can have a couple of them, and it can just be something that you have all the time. The ones in cans are carbonated. That's something that is still new and fresh in mead. It's still being explored. And we like to think that we've paved the way in that a little bit for a lot of people. So we'll go ahead and start with the Wildflower. It's going to be on the drier side. We've got a little bit of honey in there. We back sweeten it a tiny bit with a little bit of additional honey on there just to give you a little on your palate. But let me test my batch. Yeah, that's right. So that's the Wildflower. I really like this mead personally. It was one of the ones that got me into the mead in the first place. I personally have been a big IPA drinker, that kind of thing. Those stronger ABV beers, and what got me into it, aside from the great group of people that we have, and just that have become some of my best friends, is the fact that in the summer you can have a couple and they The Wildflower runs at 6.9% alcohol, and it just is very good and clean and drinkable, and it doesn't weigh you down like a lot of other beverages do in the summer. So a lot of these light draft is another word for kind of a carbonated session meads that we do are just really great for the summer, for the spring, and doing that. I'm going to answer some questions as they come in, as they go, rather than doing them all at the end. And we've got a question from Kate, who asks, where do we sell and to how many states? Which is a great question. We sell on full scale distribution, which means liquor stores. It means, grocery stores in states that allow liquor in grocery stores. Virginia, we're working on Pennsylvania, DC, etc., bars and everything. So full scale distribution right now is Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, and there's one more. Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, DC, and Atlanta, the one that holds it. Yeah. Georgia. That's it. I'm so sorry. I was really having a squeeze on my brain there. And Georgia, which is really great. So those are where we full scale distribute. We do distribute direct to consumer via our website. I believe we're in about 37 or 38 states right now. We've done a lot of work at a couple of different states. Illinois, California come to mind. There's states that have a little bit of tighter direct-to-consumer liquor laws that we have navigated the correct procedures we have to do to have our licenses there. And so we ship via our website directly to people's door in about 38 states. You can go on our website, you can go to the Buy Mead tab, and you can see all the different places right up top where we can ship to. And that'll really show you all the reach that we have. We're actively working on getting our distribution up into New York and North Carolina, along with a couple other places, full-scale distribution, and maybe a couple additional shipping states as well. Those things take a little bit of time, but it's certainly valuable for us to have those options. I have another question from Glenn. Glenn is asking what the Hive Society is, and we'll touch on that in just a little bit, Glenn. So we'll circle back around to the Hive Society. But continuing on the Wildflower, it's going to be very clean, and again, just one of the base to kind of what we do. And moving from there, I realized that I forgot that I didn't bring a dump place for this mead. So I'm going to continue to sip out of cans because 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes is not enough time to drink 4 of these 7% meads out of a can or out of a glass. So again, we do encourage drinking them out of a glass. Still great out of a can. So if you're in the same boat as me, feel free to drink it right out of the can. If you have somewhere to dump it, or if you are comfortable finishing what you've poured into that glass responsibly, then go ahead and do that. But I'm going to move on right now to the Basil Lemongrass. The Basil Lemongrass, when I say that I was not, I didn't really know what mead was and stuff when I started working there and finally got into it after being really into IPAs, the Basil Lemongrass was the first one that really caught me. It is the driest mead that we have, for sure. There's no back sweetening or nothing like that. Very little other ingredients other than the basil and the lemongrass that go into it. It's just another bare bones, just straight honey, water, yeast, a little bit of basil, a little bit of lemongrass. Just a very dry offering that we have. This one, I can say from experience, goes incredible with Thai food, Asian food, you know, just those kind of things that have a little bit of that basil in it already. The Basil Lemongrass pairs perfectly. Did it with sushi recently. I'll never go back. It's an awesome mead that we have. It can be, if you're not into basil, it might not be necessarily for you, but for people who are, or who are kind of impartial, it's definitely one of our biggest summertime outside, very hot drinks that is very refreshing. And one of my personal favorites. We've come a long way. We've done a lot of flavors outside of the variety pack we're tasting today. We're moving into a lot of unique directions. But when it comes to the cores and where we started and where we are now, I mean, I will always have a fond appreciation for Basil Lemongrass. And so that's this one again. It's our green can. We get a lot of, I like the yellow one. I like the green one, the blue one. So our colors have really begun to stick in people's minds. Yeah, so I'm going to have a sip of this one. Do a little quality check for myself. It's a good can. It's a good can. I love the Basil Lemongrass. I really, really do. And like I said, I love the direction we're going in, but the Basil Lemongrass is very, very good. I guess after trying 2 flavors, I'll let you all just kind of sip on what you've got poured so far, or whatever you're doing, wherever you are. If you're tuned in, if you don't have any, we wish you did. We hope you do in the future. But for now, I'll just take a little break. I'm going to answer Glenn's question. So the Hive Society is something that our owner and co-founder, James, has been really wanting to do for a long time, which is a quarterly subscription-based service where we create 2 completely unique meads every quarter, and they're only available to Hive Society members. They get sent out every quarter in a specialized box that we created with custom inserts and packaging, so everything goes in and is nice in there. We got these slick all black bottles that we do for that, and it's just really an opportunity that our brewers and James can bring some of their visions to life that they've wanted to do for a long time, but maybe it doesn't make sense for us to do on a distribution scale that we operate on. Exotic honeys, expensive ingredients, just things that are really fun and really different that we aren't able to implement on a large level. So there's all these ideas and all these thoughts that have been going through the creative brains of our brewers that it's just like, that's great. That would be amazing. But how can we make this work logistically? We probably can't, but now we can. So it's, that we just released our 2nd quarter release. And it's on top of you get a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans of the draft mead each quarter, and then a 500 milliliter big slick Black Hive Society bottle of the still each quarter. And on top of that, like, we'll do some sort of free promotional gift that goes into the box that kind of ties into the club. First quarter, we did a unique glass for people to drink out of. Second quarter, we did this tasting journal with a really nice heavy duty Hive Society pen, so you can kind of track your journey along the Hive Society, or just other meads you have in general, if that's how you want to use it. But that's kind of the gist of what the Hive Society is. It's been a really fun thing, just to get all that together and to be able to meet all these fans. Albeit it's all been virtual so far, but we have like a Facebook group where you can interact with each other and ask our staff questions and all that kind of thing. And as we're working towards a more normal environment, we're going to be able to start having like little hive society gatherings and parties and that kind of thing, where maybe we'll have some of those exclusive things on tap, or just be able to meet other people who are as passionate about our product as we are. And we're so excited that we have so many people who have already wanted to sign up. There will only be more as we start being able to do more unique things and kind of bring other people into our inner circle. So that's kind of the long and short of it of what the Hive Society is there. If you do love our products, you've had it before, you didn't know about that, there's additional benefits that come along to being a member. You get we do some virtual tastings. You get just an overall discount on all of your stuff whenever you get it, whether you come in person, whether it's at the tap room, whether you buy it online, whether you have it shipped to your door. You have those discounts and just early access to some of our new releases. All that kind of stuff ties into that membership. But if you love our stuff, if you're just trying it today and you think it might be something you might be able to get into more, feel free to head over to our website. We've got a link for the Hive Society on there. You can take a look. Lots of stuff that goes into that. Lots of work that we've done to bring that to a reality, but it's absolutely worth it. And we're really, really excited about that. So that's what the Hive Society is. From there, I'm going to take it over to our most popular draft mead, and that is Elderberry. Along with the craze of elderberry being a health fruit, I know that there's a Monty Python reference that I don't understand because I've never seen the movie. And just overall, it's very good. So the elderberry is one of our top sellers, one of our oldest, just a very good. It's going to be only really, it's still only middle of the road sweetness. It's not that sweet. There's not that much sugar in it. You get a lot of perceived sweetness from the fact that there's fruit in there from the elderberry, but it's certainly not overwhelming. And this one is just classic. It's classic Charm City Meadworks. If you've seen a can in the city crushed in the alley somewhere, it was probably Charm City Meadworks. I'm sorry, it was probably Elderberry from Charm City Meadworks. I gotta pose correctly. So this one is it's very good. It's going to be a little bit tart on the end. We do have some products that have a little bit of tartness, and it's let me take a taste. Give me something to think about. Oh yeah. So the first three that we've had are all 6.9% alcohol. The last one we're going to do is also 6.9% alcohol. We find it's a perfect spot for the ABV to land. While we do like drinking these, we don't, it's not a light beer. We don't slam them necessarily that fast. It's the perfect ABV that is just right where we want it to land. One more thing about our products, if you haven't really had it, or you've had maybe some other meads and you don't really know what you're getting into, a lot of our fans and a lot of, you could call it competition, although we don't really consider it that because we have very close relationships with these people, come within maybe like the hard cider community, because it's carbonated, because it falls kind of in the same ABV area. We do kind of get lumped in a little bit more sometimes with hard cider or craft cideries than we do necessarily with other meaderies. A lot of the people, if you like hard cider, all of our stuff is gluten-free. It's a great demographic that, we are really happy that we're able to provide for, when a lot of times the only other option they have is cider. And a lot of ciders can be on the sweeter side. So we provide a nice dry option to a lot of people that might not have it otherwise, which is something that we're really proud of and happy about. So that's the elderberry. That's our blue can. That one's very good. Kate, I see your question. We'll definitely get to that. Thank you. The last one that I have in our variety pack currently, which has been hailed as our most crushable mead by many. And we do love that term here at Charm City Meadworks. I mean, we are very proud of the fact that, we make mead, we make alcohol made from honey, and it's just so drinkable, to the point that people are calling it crushable is incredible. And we've even added it on some cans. We didn't even have it on the bottom there. Flavor notes: bold berry, snappy citrus, always crushable. And apparently I can read backwards. It's perfect. So the Blackberry Lime does have a little bit more sugar than some of the other ones. It's going to be a little bit sweeter. It's still certainly not overwhelming. The lime twist balances it out very well. But this one is, again, this is the seasonal that comes in the 4-pack. So it really is meant for springtime, for summer, for warming weather. I would drink it all year round. I probably do, but it has a great place as the weather warms up. I hope y'all are keeping up with the tasting. I barely can to have a little sip of each, but yeah, that Blackberry Lime's great. The Blackberry Lime, it's available everywhere. It's especially all over a lot of areas of Virginia. We've got a couple breweries that have picked us up as their gluten-free option, which is always something we're really excited about. A lot of breweries that'll carry us online for that. So always keep your eyes out for us. Kate, besides these 4, what is your favorite right now? Well, fortunately for you, Kate, and everyone, I do have a can that I drank the other night of our Out of Left Field mead, which is really exciting. I'm going to bring this artwork up a little more. So we've got pickles, sliders. As a lot of you may know, those are the bars that are right outside of that guy. Right outside of left field. See what we did there. And then we got the little statue. Might be reminiscent if you know the area. And all of our little oranges, because it is inspired by the Orange Crush cocktail, which is a popular favorite of Maryland. So this one is very heavy on the orange. It's got a little lemon lime twist on the end from the Sprite that you usually put on top of a crush. And it is just so smooth. It's only 5.5% alcohol. We sell it in the 16-ounce cans. It's sold at Pickles and Sliders. And, a lot of people love it before game day for the Orioles. And it's very, very, very light and just, it's absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite things that we've done in a long time. And I really love, this is one of the first times that we've really gone out of our wheelhouse in the art. We hired an outside artist. His Instagram is @drawingwithmiles. If you ever want to look or are interested, he is incredibly talented and did a really great job on this can for us. And it's really flown off the shelves. It really is just, I think people, artwork helps sell things, and we're really thrilled that we're in the opportunity where we can start to put these cool images on cans. At the beginning, it was always a struggle of getting people just to try mead. What is mead? Oh, I've had mead. It's not for me. That kind of thing. And just, so it was very important for us to just bust out there Blackberry Lime, Elderberry, Wildflower. And now we're finally at an opportunity where we can start making some fun craft ideas, craft names. We can just, expand a little bit and maybe catch some more people's eyes. I think a lot of people around here, especially Mount Vernon, Flower Mart, Baltimore, they know what we do by now. We have got a pretty good local footprint, so we can really try and catch some new people with these cool new designs and ideas, and it's super exciting. So I really love the art and everything on the can of the Out of Left Field, and the beverage just backs it up 100%. I cannot speak highly enough of the Out of Left Field. I'm going to skip down to another question from Glenn. He asks what pepper is used in the mango Companio, which ties into a second part of the answer from Kate, because my absolute favorite mead that we've ever done since the beginning and continues to be my favorite is the mango Companio. It is just got a little bit of sweet on the front, just a tiny bit from the mango, and it hits on the back with just a little bit of heat from the Jalapeno pepper. So the Jalapeno pepper is a pepper that's in the habanero family. It's actually a very rare pepper that it only grows in the cloud forest in the Companio region outside of Veracruz, Mexico. We met a gentleman named Joao who used to work at the farmers markets with us, and he had that Companio pepper, and he was making dips with it, and he was frying them up with trail mix and making these amazing dishes with this pepper that just is it has a great taste, a little bit of earthiness. The heat dissipates quickly. It's got a little bit of kick, but it really dissipates quickly. And so, James was at the farmer's market and was like, hey, we should make a mead with this. And then he did. And then he loved it, and we loved it. And we've continued to make it for 5+ years now. But yeah, it's just a very rare pepper. Joao really championed bringing it into America as a commercial pepper. And now there's a couple different places that use it in cuisine. I don't know if anyone else uses it in drinks. I think we're the only ones. So, but it is very good. It is my absolute favorite. And I will die on that hill 100%. So that is, that just came back last week. That's making its way to stores all around Baltimore, all in our distribution areas, and it's available online right now. Huge suggest if you like. You don't even have to like really spicy. It's just a little bit at the end. Sometimes I take a real big drink of it because I want more spice, because I love spice. But that's just me. It is a great beverage. One more question. Steph, is the taproom open right now, and do you offer tasting plates? Currently, the taproom is not open. We have actually remained closed since the beginning of the pandemic. We have been very cautious. We've worn, our PPE the whole time since the beginning. It's just, we've got some staff members who have some health concerns where it would be extra bad if something came up. And while we respect, everyone's choice to operate within the guidelines that are established to us, it has been our choice as a company to remain as safe as we possibly can and stay stay closed for indoor seating and tasting at this time. That being said, we do have a tentative reopen date coming in the next few weeks that if you are in our social media, you'll probably be hearing about. We're doing a little bit of just sprucing up and cosmetic upgrades to our tap room that we just really wanted to do, and just getting everything to the point that we're really excited to reopen. We really want to have people in front of us. Our product is great, but a lot of people don't know what mead is. And when we have that opportunity to be in front of people and to really talk about it and to taste it out and have people try multiple, that's really where we thrive. And we just can't wait to have that opportunity again. Also, Mead Slushies is a thing we do, and you're never going to find that anywhere else, and they're amazing. The second part of Jesse's question is asking, do we offer tasting flights? We do. Once we are back open, we do 4 different flavors. They're $10 a box. We have these cute little bee boxes that we put on front and list each flavor on there. Absolutely encourage flights, especially for people who come in and don't know exactly what they're getting into. Thank you for the question. And 100%. So those are the flavors in our variety pack right here, right now. I hope you all enjoyed tasting through them. And I'm trying to think about what I can talk about for the next 2 or 3 minutes in case anybody has any questions that might straggle in. I'm watching. So thank you to everybody who swung by. I know I saw a couple of y'all come through and get your variety packs at the Meadworks. We absolutely appreciate it. We're really proud to be a part of Mount Vernon. We're really happy to be a part of the Flower Mart. We've wanted to, be a part for a little while now, and we hope that we can continue to be, since flowers are such a big part of what we do. The bees need the flowers. I mean, that's how they get their nectar and bring it home. So that's really all I've got for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. And we hope you come and see us. Keep your eyes out on social media. Our website's www.charmcitymeadworks.com. There it is. I saw it pop up. On Instagram, we are at Charm City Mead. And if you search us on Facebook, you'll be able to find us on Facebook as well. We'll be blowing up all the platforms. We got some fun events, hopefully in the works in the next couple months. And we really hope and just can't wait to be in front of everybody again. So again, I'm John. Thank you so much from all of Charm City Mead. We appreciate you so much. We love our city. We love our state. We love our mead. And thank you.